Black Flash is a technique that we were introduced to very early on in the story, and it still holds a significant role when it comes to Yuji's power level. Now, this could be because Gege hasn't given Yuji a freaking solid power-up since Season 1, or it could be because we haven't seen the true power of Black Flash. So you know what, because I love Jujutsu Kaisen theories, I'm just going to go down the second route, to see the potential behind Black Flash, as well as Yuji being able to master it one day. So a lot of you are probably wondering what makes Black Flash so strong, and it is due to the cursed energy being applied to the opponent within 1/1,000,000th of a second. Now the significance of this is it will greatly amplify the power in which the user strikes with. But it is easy to say it just makes it stronger, but the actual reason for it being so powerful is just some simple physics. So with a normal punch using cursed energy, the user will come into contact with their opponent and apply cursed energy. Let's say instead of 1/1,000,000th of a second, they can do it in 1/10th of a second. So the time for the change in the momentum is increased, which will lower the force. So now imagine that in 1/1,000,000th of a second, the rate of change of momentum is 100,000 times lower, meaning that the force applied is 100,000 times that of a punch which takes 1/10th of a second to apply cursed energy. So if that doesn't actually make sense, then just think the lower the time to apply cursed energy, the higher the force the user strikes with. Black Flash is said to increase the destructive power of a strike by 2.5 times, whilst the user is in the zone depending on the user. Now this obviously sounds pretty overpowered, but the problem is that currently there isn't a single user who can actually cause a Black Flash on command. The closest person to achieving this feat is actually Yuji. Unleashing a Black Flash isn't luck, however, it requires an immense amount of concentration, and even Satoru Gojo is unable to use Black Flash. Todo stated when explaining Black Flash to Yuji in Season 1 that the difference between understanding the essence of cursed energy compared to those who have never experienced a Black Flash is the difference between heaven and earth, which essentially means that Black Flash and the essence of cursed energy brings a whole new meaning to Jujutsu and cursed energy to that user. So when a user activates Black Flash, the user will enter a state where they are fully able to understand and manipulate their cursed energy, as if it was second nature to them. This means having consecutive Black Flashes is not uncommon, and Nanami even stated it was nothing more impressive compared to actually doing the first Black Flash. While in this flow state, it is said that the user will operate at 120% of their maximum potential. So it isn't just the significance of the initial blow, but the state it can put the user in to draw out their full potential. It is stated in the story that Yuji is actually blessed by the sparks of black, due to his innate ability to complete Black Flashes like nobody else in the story. So using this knowledge, I think it is entirely possible that Yuji will one day be able to master Black Flash. A user will need immense concentration in order to perfect Black Flash. Now Yuji has already undergone some training regarding controlling his cursed energy, but at the same time controlling his emotions. He did this by watching TV shows whilst constantly supplying cursed energy to one of Principal Yagura's puppets. I believe he underwent this training for about a week, and after this week of training had a much better understanding of cursed energy. So now that Yuji has been able to train over the course of a month, it could be entirely possible that Yuji underwent some more intensive training to harness his emotions and allow him to maintain focus. If Yuji was to maintain focus, as he was blessed with the sparks of black, it makes perfect sense for Yuji to actually be able to force a Black Flash. So not only would Yuji's punches be much more powerful, but the way he would fight would also improve by a lot. Yuji will constantly be drawing out 120% of his maximum potential, as well as supposedly being amped physically by 2.5 times. Another potential way for Yuji to master Black Flash is Enlightenment. This could be the perfect combination for Yuji, which could easily make him scale up to some of the strongest sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen. So Enlightenment on its own means that Yuji would be able to heal himself indefinitely, and with his durability already being so high, it'd be near impossible to actually kill Yuji. With the problem of cursed energy already being covered by Yuji ingesting cursed objects, the only problem for Yuji would be the lack of powerful attacks. So when a user reaches Enlightenment, they will lose all of their emotions, due to them letting go of worldly desires. And in terms of Jujutsu Kaisen, it just means the user understands the essence of the core of cursed energy. Black Flash itself is advanced cursed energy manipulation, so with the understanding of the core of cursed energy, there is actually potential for Enlightenment to boost a Black Flash, hence increasing the potency of each blow. One of the main reasons that Yuji is so infrequent with his black flashes is because he really struggles to harness his emotions. In his battle against Sukuna, his rage overwhelmed him, and that is why we never actually saw him perform a black flash. Also, in his second fight against Mahito, Yuji was not landing black flashes, as he was so enraged by seeing Mahito almost kill Nobara. Therefore, if Yuji was to get pushed into a life or death scenario and achieve Enlightenment, it would make sense that he would subsequently be able to intentionally cause a black flash. Now, Gege has probably pushed the idea that Yuji will one day master Black Flash further than any other potential power-up for Yuji, so I honestly do think that if we are going to see a new version of Yuji after this 1 month training, that he will have mastered and refined Black Flash. Getting onto how powerful Yuji would actually be, if he was able to master Black Flash, we have to consider what Yuji has achieved with Black Flash so far. While ignoring the actual numbers in what Black Flash will boost, we saw that Yuji, after concentrating all of his cursed energy in Shibuya, was able to unleash a Black Flash on Mahito, which basically one-shot him. Now this Mahito was no joke. Mahito had recently undergone a transformation, which was said to make him 3 times tougher or stronger depending on how you read it. Despite this, Mahito was already a special grade cursed spirit without using this transformation. So this definitely shows how powerful Black Flash can actually be. It is important to note that this was early Shibuya, so this was a much weaker version of Yuji. We know that Yuji shows exponential growth over time, so the difference between him in Shibuya and him at the end of the Culling Games would be significant. Another way to increase the potency of Black Flash would be to increase his cursed energy pool. Now it has been hinted towards that Yuji has been eating cursed objects. Now this theoretically should increase his cursed energy. And if Yuji was able to do what he did against Mahito by putting all of his cursed energy into one punch, then Yuji's Black Flash could actually be one of the most deadly attacks in the entire series. If Gege was to go down this avenue of Yuji's power-up, I honestly wouldn't mind if this is how he left Yuji at the end of the manga. I was previously opposed to having Yuji left as just a brawler, but as I come more to terms with the conditions of this, it actually makes more sense for Yuji's character. Yuji wasn't born to have some crazy cursed techniques, and his body was just robust. So it makes sense for Yuji to, instead of having some crazy cursed techniques like cleave and dismantle, to literally just go around beating people up using his fists. Yuji could definitely still be an extremely strong special grade sorcerer without Sukuna's techniques, and just utilising Black Flash could be a good way to leave his character. But that is all for this video. If you did enjoy this theory, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for all the support and the theories in the comments. I'm making sure to read them all, and I will try to implement them into more of my videos in the future. Also, if you have any feedback about the editing of the video, or the theories itself, then please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I want to grow this channel and produce the best content possible for you guys. So if you have any ways that I can improve upon what I do, it is muchly appreciated. However, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.